Welcome back to tonight's show. We've had some extraordinary guests on this evening, from Donatella Versace right the way through to Barack Obama, Dwayne Johnson, and of course Dame Maggie Smith. Our final guest is an extraordinary man from the music industry with a fantastic legacy of recording, writing and performing. And it doesn't need any further introduction than me saying, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Michael Jackson. Michael. Come and have a seat, Michael. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to be here.
Have a seat. Welcome to tonight's show, Michael, and welcome to London, England. You have a bit of a passion for London, England, don't you?
I'm sorry. It's just your accent that makes it a little In America, we would say ask, but you say ask.
Well, I'm sure there's quite a few anomalies in the way we sound, but you do love London, do you not?
I try to do the English accent, like hello, mate. Hello, you're on Packwood.
All right, so look, welcome, and it's a pleasure to meet you. What was it like growing up there with the family, with the boys?
I mean, it was. I mean, my brothers. I mean, I love my brothers. My brothers, they were my friends. We would tour a lot, so I didn't get to play with the other kids. So when we were touring. When we would drive to the studio, I would see the kids playing in the park, and I would cry because I wanted to do that. But I love my brothers, and we would work together, we would play together. It was nice. Your parents,
they had a big influence on you, on all the boys, when you were younger as singers. Is that right?
I mean. It started with my mother. I was making my bed one day, and my mother, Kate, she's wonderful. She's absolute perfection. She caught me singing, and she went to my father, Joseph, and she said, Joseph, you gotta listen to Michael sing. And my father, he was like, no, Jermaine, he's the main singer. I'm like, Kate, my mother was like, you gotta listen to him sing. And my father was just like, no, Jermaine is the main singer, and she forced him to listen to me sing, and I suppose, my parents kind of influenced all of this.
Yeah, your father was, in some respects, a big fan and supporter of Jermaine, but as you say, quite rightly, your mother supported you. Did you feel that you fell onto her side of the fence a lot more when you were growing up? Did she influence you a bit more?
I mean, when my father discovered my talent, it was kind of like this very dictatorship. So he was very strict. Yeah, I mean, I think I spent, a fair amount of my childhood listening to, my father.
Yeah. All right, let's just go forward a little bit further then. I mean, suddenly there was a great success for the boys. How did that change the dynamic of your relationship with your parents or anything?
No, I mean, I love my family. We signed up with Motown. We became the Jackson 5. I think my father became stricter. He would, he wanted it perfect. When we didn't get it right, we would get disciplined. So.
Yeah, but that aside, you had a big following with fans, and people in the music industry recognised the family's talent, and that must have been a real impacting force on you, that you were making great strides to become world famous. What was that like?
I mean, I love the fans. I love the work, and fame is glamorous but often, it was like, I loved being on stage and, performing in front of, on stage, but when I would get off the stage, I would be so sad, I would be so sad, and I would be in my room, and I would cry to myself, and, at night I would go out and I'd go for walks, and, I would just look for somebody to talk to, but I couldn't find anyone.
I mean, your music made you happy in so many respects, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about the music, and I love my music, and I love my work, and, the people, my fans, they love the work, and it's just like love everywhere I go. It's just
Of course, we know that through the messages that you put out.
Yeah.
And then being solo, what was that like? Was that scary at first, or did you think that this was a real arm for you to express that side of the part of your life you were missing when you were solo? How did that feel?
Going solo, it was fun. It was a transition. A little bit nervous at first, and my brothers, they understood that I wanted to do my own thing. I left Motown. I joined Epic Records. I met Quincy Jones, and we collaborated. And Off the Wall, our first album came out. There was a bit of a pressure because Off the Wall did pretty well, and everyone told me that you're not going to be able to top this. You're not going to be able to top this.
Which you did, of course.
I did. We started Thriller. The Thriller series, Billie Jean came along, so we started. I mean, I had so many ideas. I just wanted to put them down.
Yeah, and Quincy was a big influence on that, wasn't
Quincy was a big influence.
Yeah, I mean, it was an absolute match made in heaven for both of you, really, in some respects. It gave you a great opportunity to develop your creative skill. And what was it like playing live then in stadia around the world with thousands and thousands of fans?
I love it. I mean, when I'm on stage, I'm just alive. I'm just alive. I'm connecting with so many people, and it's amazing. It's so much love.
Of course, I understand that's so important to you as well. Now, I know you've had tragedy in your private life as well, which has been unfortunate. But looking back at some of the decisions and choices you made, is there any regret there? Do you think things could have been different? Is that a difficult question to answer?
I couldn't tell you.
No, I understand. But also you've had some lovely moments as well in terms of where you live and how you set up your environment.
I think you're talking about Neverland.
Of course,
yeah. See, Neverland, it's just a place that I can go to that I wasn't able to go to when I was a child. I didn't get to go to amusement parks or anything like that. And it's just my sanctuary, and kids can come and they can play, and it's just kids who are underprivileged, kids who are suffering from terminal diseases. I just want them to have all the experiences and all the chances that I didn't get to have, and I get to play too, and it makes me happy too.
Of course, yeah, I'm sure they would applaud that. How about Bubbles? I was quite fascinated by Bubbles.
Bubbles. That was a pretty good friendship between us. Unfortunately, me and Bubbles aren't together anymore, tragically.
Okay.
But I suppose that's how it is. I love Bubbles. I miss Bubbles.
Yeah. Back to music. I know you write. You're still writing and producing, yeah.
I write whenever I can. I do love writing my poetry. I just listen to my heart, and if the heavens, if it comes from above, then I write it, and I just let it be.
Yeah. Is there any up and coming act coming through now, artists that you admire or would like to work with?
They're all so they're all so good. They're all absolutely amazing. I've worked with so many artists, like Usher. I've worked with Chris Tucker as well. Elton John, Elton John. I mean, there's so many names. Paul McCartney. I worked with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And there's so many more. There's so much I want to do in life.
Do you think you're in a happier place now than you've been before? Getting there?
Yeah, I'd say I'm in a happier place.
I hope so. I mean, we do love you, and that's evident wherever you go.
I love everyone too. I love everyone very much.
Yeah, and I'm so glad to have had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Michael Jackson. Thank you, Michael.